We started with grainy images of two men in baseball caps, and now we're beginning to paint a far more vivid portrait of the suspects in the Boston Marathon bombing. Two brothers, one dead, one alive, or I should say still at large even. The Tsarnaevs are from a Russian region near Chechnya and have been in America for about a decade, according to their uncle, Ruslan Tsarnaev. He spoke to reporters this morning about his nephews.
I've just been following this. I've been following it from day one, but never ever would imagine that somehow a children of my brother would be associated with that.
Tamerlan Tsarnaev, a 26-year-old who had been known to the FBI as suspect number one, is dead. He practiced martial arts and was an amateur boxer. Bloomberg News spoke earlier to a former acquaintance, John Kay, who sparred with Tamerlan at the gym.
He was like an extremely gifted athlete. I mean, I just remember seeing him do his warm-ups and his routines, and you know, he was really strong and really athletically gifted. And I mean, so that might be the only thing I could think that would lead to his military training. And I mean, his boxing was really, really good.
We're here with Bloomberg contributing editor Richard Falkenrath. And Richard, curious, how might authorities use information like this, background information, what these people did in their investigation and the manhunt?
Well, I'll tell you, I take two things away from the two facts that you just presented. The first is his time as a boxer. He was a very successful boxer. That means that he is a purposeful individual, capable of operating effectively under stress while competing, and very disciplined. And that makes him attractive from an al-Qaeda recruitment perspective, or the recruitment by anyone. And the second is he had clean travel paperwork to come and go from the country. Also something that we know terrorist recruiters look for. So while we have no evidence...
And by the way, named an American citizen less than a year ago.
Which helps even more. So while we have no evidence at this time that they are part of a larger international conspiracy, this individual, Tamerlan, presents the profile of someone we know they would like to recruit.
But, you know, the one thing that we haven't heard is a group coming out and taking responsibility, right? We haven't heard from al-Qaeda, and that's typical that you do.
Well, it was certainly typical in the pre-drone era, but the times are different. And now there's a relentless offensive action against international terrorist networks, where we now do something we didn't do a decade ago, which is if we have a belief that you, an international terrorist, are in a particular spot in a particular country, we will fire a lethal missile at you to kill you.
No matter where you are.
No matter where you are. And I think that's changed the calculation about taking credit for these things.